Okay, we're going to get into this video and we're just going to get right into it because there's a lot of things going on around the NBA and it's not always basketball. Or should I say, the focus truly isn't what it should be on. So let's check this out.
Home, if you want to see what the word quit,
Oh, come on, Chuck.
to give up, the verb of that is cavaliers.
Oh, come on.
Players ain't going to say they're going to quit, but you know what shows? Their actions.
Cameron, did you have a problem with the Cavs' effort last night?
Absolutely. I had a problem with the Cavs' effort after game 3, to be totally honest with you. I don't think that they ever recovered after game.
Okay, so let's check that out. If you notice, there was even a glitch right there. So there's a missing piece that we didn't get. You seen it. So do you have a problem with their effort? I don't understand this. Basketball, two teams playing against each other. One of the teams got to be better. Basketball isn't all physical, it's mental as well. The Knicks dominated. Bottom line, they dominated. What do you expect? A bloodbath? What do you expect? The Cavaliers clearly couldn't figure out a way to win. The Knicks came out hungry, determined. They had the chemistry. Excuse me, they was in a rhythm. He just said they didn't recover from game 1. That should tell you something. That should tell you something. So if the Cavaliers won and they dominated the Knicks, now I'm disappointed in the New York Knicks. When are we going to get back to talking about the game? Strictly the game. You should be breaking down what the Knicks did to dominate Cleveland. And then when you start realizing that they're not covering certain areas of the floor or there's broken plays, at some point you got to focus on where they are mentally. Because the coach can draw up as many plays as they want. The players got to go out there and they got to produce. That's just what it is. And if you're not able to, then what is the problem? That's the exciting part about basketball. So let's see what else they're talking about.
Game 1, giving up that 18-point lead in the fourth quarter. Game 2, they gave a so-so effort. But after game 3, the middle of game 3 with the Knicks just pounding on them, you see, it was actually playing game 3. And it was towards the end of the game, maybe about 2 minutes left. But they just let Jalen Brunson go for a layup, and nobody was even around. And they just let him go for a layup. And I said right there that this series is not even going to be. I mean, the series was pretty much over from there. But game 4 was just a foregone conclusion. Yes, I had an absolute problem with their effort, and I heard Big Perk calling them out about their effort on other shows. Listen, it's terrible. It's terrible. Not just them. I think that Philadelphia gave up as well. So yes, I have a real big problem with their effort. Certain things shouldn't have been said. When you got somebody like...
First of all, let's be honest, all right? When you start talking about having problems with... See, they should be asking this question. What was the expectation acquiring James Harden? And I personally guarantee you they thought they probably was going to win it. If not, they probably assumed that they would have swept the Knicks. And if they would have swept the Knicks, now what's the problem with the Knicks? The Knicks could have done what? You got to pick one. You got to pick one. Somebody's going to dominate someone. And in this case, if you look at the Knicks team from last year and the year before, there's been improvements. Maybe a little piece here, but for the most part, the team stayed the same. They've been focusing on their defense and their pace. You go through adversity, you grow as a team. And that's what I've been noticing around the league. A lot of times, everyone's focusing on the shortcut. And then you got the loyalty. Half the time, these teams are players are being traded. I didn't win like I thought. I thought by acquiring this guy, we was going to win it all. It didn't happen. Trade so-and-so. To be a player and be in a situation where the obvious of not having someone believe in me as a player, That can take a toll on you too. Because you know what the offense is expecting. You just want to win. You don't care. It's not like what it used to be back in the day where teams went out there and they grinded out. They grew. They became strong, not just physically, but mentally. It's not about that anymore. Let's see what else they're talking about.
Jared Allen, a couple years saying, I thought the moment was too big for me when I played against the Knicks. And this was 2-3 years ago. Now you're keeping an eye on him. Now you're under a spotlight. And now it's looking like the moment was too big for you again. Allen Iverson, that's who what's the name, my man Donovan Mitchell should have been looking. The 2001 Allen Iverson, because you had no help. It seemed like we watched James Harden turn 80 years old in this series. I mean, you know, it looked like he was a mannequin, a cone, a practice person who was just people were going by. So first of all,
yeah, he probably was. James Harden probably appeared that way going up against the New York Knicks. Y'all keep looking at these teams and expecting. This is the reason why I got issues with the LeBron James situation. Because if you notice, every time someone tries to take a short cut and jump on a super team or acquire the best players, because now we're going to just remember what LeBron said. I just got to bring him into this. When he acquired Luka, they was like, oh, okay, now I'm playing alongside Luka, so we're going to get ours, and then the rest of the team is going to feast off of our leftovers. That's what he said. Look at what keeps happening. It's these shortcuts. It's a lot of shortcuts all the time. All the time. Player development got replaced by star collecting. No one's focusing on player development anymore. It's if I acquire this player, this is what should happen. You're looking at the names. You're not developing the players. It's not just about going into the gym, shooting, getting your reps in. You gotta have it up here. You gotta have it in here. And if you don't, the same thing is going to continue to happen. And we're focusing on all the wrong players. We're not focusing on OKC like we should. They won it last year. We're not focusing on the Spurs, the way they're developing and getting better. We're not focusing on the Knicks. We're focusing on the people that's actually talking about the game is not really even breaking down the game. They have their own. They're talking like barbershop talk. They're talking like they're on a podcast right now. What you expect from your team? I'm disappointed. Let's put aside what you felt about the team. Let's look at the game, how the game was played. Yes, the Knicks dominated Cleveland. They did. They beat them up not just physically, but they beat them up mentally. They was not able to recover. Now, anything behind the scenes, we don't know. All we can go by is what we see on the basketball court. That's what we're going to do. And the reason why I say it like that is because even if is put in place, because now put in place to have the Knicks win. And I'm saying that because nowadays it seems like sports, it's not even competitive anymore. It's almost like watching wrestling, although people actually get hurt. So, you know, when they be like, oh, it's fake, no, people actually get hurt, but they already have a storyline set up. This is what I'm talking about. When are we going to get back to the game of basketball? Y'all talking like my team, and I was, and it's not about you. Talk about the game.
I want to give a big apology to Jalen Brunson, because I was saying Harden's a bigger guard. He may cause some problems. I don't know what's going to happen. Listen, I don't know how old Harden is. He turned 82 years old in that series, and we can't expect Harden to be a LeBron James, to be a Steph Curry, to be a Kevin Durant. We got spoiled with these athletes being really, really good as they get older. That's not going to happen for everybody. But he looked really bad. So, yes, Shay, I was very, very disappointed in Cleveland.
First of all, what we're not going to do is put Steph Curry in that conversation. Steph Curry is a player that stuck with the same team, and we watched that player grow and grind it out. through failure, through injury. We watched that player grind it out. Don't put Steph Curry in a conversation with James Harden. He hasn't won anything. And please don't put him in a conversation with LeBron James. Steph Curry has proven he has built his legacy from the ground up through the grind. He has done that. As great of a talent LeBron James is, he's not on Steph Curry's level. Steph Curry is a true grinded out legend. That's what he is.
Effort.
Big Perk, I'll take it from here. There's certain things that need to be put in its proper perspective. All right, you're right. Harden suddenly looked old or whatever. And let me see Big Perk and Cameron when I'm saying this. You know, I've been covering the NBA for a long time. It is rare that I saw somebody get their ass kicked the way I saw Jalen Brunson bust James Harden's living ass. I mean, it was really, really bad. It was one of those moments where you sat up there and you're not even looking at James Harden like you can't play. We know he's a future Hall of Famer.
See, the level of disrespect, I'm telling you, the level of disrespect, someone's going to win, someone's going to lose. These young players are coming. They are coming up and they're trying to prove that they have a place in this league. The problem is, just like y'all looking at James Harden, like what, y'all surprised? Say y'all doing that to LeBron James. LeBron James need to be retired and sitting home, relaxing, doing anything other than playing ball at this point. Regardless if he can still play, nobody wants to see that no more. This is not a Netflix special. Excuse me, this is basketball. We should be focused on all these other teams, but he keeps coming up. So I'm going to leave that alone for this moment. Yes, James Harden got beat. He was dominated by Brunson. Okay. And he's not supposed to? You think he's going to destroy everybody? Matches matter. So what are we talking about? We should be enjoying the game. Let's break down how special the New York Knicks was, what they did, how they kept Cleveland from being able to get back into the series, and how they prevented them from winning the game. That's what we should be talking about. This is what? ESPN, Sports Center. Analyze the game, break it down. You've been, Stephen A. Smith talking about he's been doing this for how long? Okay then, so you should know what to point out. Instead of pointing out the player, the name don't mean nothing. If James Harden showed up on a playground right now, you think people are going to stand there and be like, oh, I'm not going to guard him. That's James Harden. No, they're going to go at you. We're going to go at you. That's what we want to do. Beating you means something to us. I got to go through you in order to get to where I need to be. And that's the point that they keep missing.
We were looking at him like this ain't him quitting like, you know, he's a no-show for Philly against Boston or a no-show for Houston against San Antonio or Golden State. No. This was him on the court trying and getting humbled and embarrassed.
Yes.
It was like 6, 7 different times. He was one-on-one with Jalen Brunson.
I wouldn't necessarily say he got embarrassed. I wouldn't say that. That's like two boxers getting in the ring. Mike Tyson got punched by these fighters, but he still won. Was he embarrassed because he got punched? He lost. Was he never supposed to lose? Not everybody gets Floyd Mayweather lucky. So what are we talking about? Like, this is a game, man. And this is the craziest part. Like, everyone wants to get into the head of these players, the mind of these players, break them down. And then you wonder why there's so much lacking when they get out there on the basketball court.
Jalen Brunson, you know, just calling switches, organizing it to make sure Harden was in front of him, and just flat out abused him. It was the kind of thing where you go home and you look in the mirror and you question whether or not you should be playing this game anymore. That was kind of ass kicking.
Oh, my God.
So we get that out the way.
You see, they're not playing anymore. They're not even on the basketball court anymore. But because of how he's playing, you can say that it makes you question if you should be out there playing anymore. But there's other players in the league right now that's still playing and losing year after year, but y'all want to call them the GOAT. Y'all want to focus on that player. Y'all not saying that directly to him, but y'all want to see him go to another team and supposedly bring them to victory. Come on. Come on. I know. And then I don't want to, yeah, well, this is his closeout story. That's the problem with the league now. We're focusing on stories and we're not focusing on basketball. Make that make sense.
When we look at the problems last night with the Cavs' effort, collectively they quit. And it was a disgrace. And here's the reason why. Repeatedly not getting back on defense and getting beat down the floor. By Brunson, by Karl Anthony Towns, by Mikal Bridges, by Josh Hart, by OG Anunoby. They gave up 13 fast break points in the first quarter. They gave up 26 fast break points in the first half. How does that happen in a closeout game on your home court? And the coach...
Let's go back to what he just said. How does that happen on a closeout game, right? Think about this, right? The Knicks are back in the playoffs. The Knicks know how far. They remember how far they made it last year. Everybody's been wanting the Knicks to win a championship, right? Right? So what's the problem? This is bigger than Cleveland and whether or not they won a game. Do y'all have any idea how hungry the New York Knicks, not just the Knicks, the players, the coaches, but the fans are to win a championship? This could have easily have been, think about the Spurs. Y'all making it seem like this, they played the Spurs. Or they played OKC. Trust and believe when they get to OKC or they get to the Spurs, you're about to see the bloodbath that you've been wanting to see with this whole Cleveland series. You're going to see it. New York has been the better team. I'm glad they swept Cleveland. I'm glad they not only mopped the floor with them physically, but mentally they demolished them. That's the focus. If we get back to talking about the game of basketball the way we should, we can only imagine how much more exciting this is or would be. Instead of watching ESPN talk about who they prefer to win and what they need to do with the coaches and everything like that, talk about the game like you claim you understand and you know how to play it. That's what you should be doing. You're the professional. Educate us on the game. Break down the offense, the defense, passing lanes. Explain all of that. Remember when Kenny Smith would run up there to the board and he would show what they were doing? That's what this is supposed to be. Not sitting up. I was really disappointed in the effort from the Cleveland Cavaliers. We don't care about how disappointed you was. Don't get me wrong. Just like I'm entitled to my opinion, so are you. But talk about that on your podcast. You're on SportsCenter or ESPN or First Take. And y'all talking about it like it's personal. Who cares what you thought or what you felt? Cavs got their asses whooped. Bottom line.
Atkinson, I mean, you talk about a collective collapse. Kenny Atkinson was universally respected as a coach in this league. I'm not saying he's not respected now, but the cachet that he had a precipitous drop-off in this post. I mean, the way the Cavs looked in this series, every complimentary thing you had to say about Kenny Atkinson went out the window. Not just because of the way the team looked, but because when you, to have, yeah, you could talk about it being taken out of context. You cannot be a playoff coach and say, well, these 2 games are the 3. We really won 2 of them. Analytically. You know, it's just like they put up in the post of the TNT show. You know, it's not the TNT. Inside the NBA show. They said, what did they say? They said, you know, analytically, it's game 5. Or
Right.
They're just trolling them. It's bad. It really, really looks bad. And I'm just saying to you, at the end of the day, Donovan Mitchell was the only dude that showed up yesterday.
No.
And even then, he could listen. He didn't listen. First 3 games, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. In the end, it's a bad situation. Remember what I said about LeBron potentially going there? Why?
Oh God. See, here we go. Here we go. Think about what he's saying, right? So, I mean, every team should do somewhat of a scouting report. If this was, you know what? I'm gonna just stay with Cleveland in the Knicks. Every team does a scouting report. They know what Donovan Mitchell is capable of. So I'm pretty sure when they came in to play the Cleveland, they had a plan in place that was going to slow him down. Now think about what he said. Donovan Mitchell was the only one who seemed like he's the star. He's that dude. He's going to find a way no matter what. That's what star players, your best players, are known to be able to do. Not everybody can do that. But guess what? It wasn't enough. So you can't fault the rest of the team for being shut down. They're not Donovan Mitchell. Just like Curry. You can probably shut down everybody. In the beginning, they're going to have a slow Curry down. I'm just using this as an example. In the beginning, you're going to slow down their best player. But the best players always find ways, whether it be the second or third game or something, they'll find ways. But you can't do it by yourself. So at the end of the day, even if Curry puts up 30 or 40 points, did we stop the rest of the players from grabbing rebounds? Did we stop them from getting second chance buckets? Did we stop them in transition? What did we do? This is what I'm talking about. I have my opinion, they have theirs, but break down the game. Break down the game. We're not talking about basketball the way we should at all. Everyone's looking for shortcuts. No one's taking responsibility. No one's being held accountable. Now we're talking about LeBron James possibly going to Cleveland. Go to Cleveland and do what? Draw more attention? So now we have more of a reason to talk about Cleveland now. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to talk about basketball necessarily. We're going to talk about LeBron James. How did we get here? We're not talking about loyalty anymore with teams or coaches, players. Contracts are based on height, not consistency. That's what we're seeing around the league. So I hope you enjoyed the video. There's not much left to see because we pretty much understand that they're focused on pointing a finger and not looking at the overall facts that the New York Knicks bust ass. They're moving on because they were the better team. And like I said, whoever they end up facing, whether it's OKC or the Spurs, we're going to see how well the Knicks can play. They're going to truly be tested. We're going to see if they can really elevate their game because they have proven, based off of what we seen last year, that they have gotten better. And hey, we hope whatever team they're going to end up facing, it's a great series. So until next time, I'll be seeing you on the next one.